Bad tattoos are like societal herpes that many people suffer from in silence. Bad tattoos can have the opposite effect of what you hoped for when you got the tattoo. You were going for empowerment and ended up with shame. So today, we're going to look for some bad tattoo weird on today's episode of 5 Weird Things. Welcome to the channel. I have 2 tattoos that I had covered up. One tattoo was done well, but I let my skin burn, peel, and generally didn't take care of it, so it really faded. Now, the other cover-up was really just a poorly done tattoo done by a guy representing as an artist from a really good shop, but it turns out he was an assistant in that shop and kind of lied to everybody. Now, I found out halfway through, he goes, "Well, this is like the hardest thing I've ever tried." That's always a good thing to find out halfway through a tattoo. So the cover-ups look amazing. I'm really happy. What's your tattoo story? Everybody's got one. Let me know in the comments. First, the things we need to know. Tattoos and their perception are largely subjective, so a bad tattoo falls into the 2 larger categories of mistakes made, or there was no mistake and you just don't like it. So mistakes can be bad art, misspellings, or your aftercare screwed up the tattoo. Now, if you just don't like it because you realize you chose the wrong thing or the inappropriateness of the tattoo finally hits you after the fact, like when that bitchin' skull tattoo on your cheek gets you fired from the front desk at the Hilton, that type of thing. Weird thing number 5, plain old bad art. Experienced artists, bad artists, they usually have a few things in common. Poor line work, uneven, shaky, or jagged lines that disrupt the clarity and precision of the design. Lack of detail, inadequate or muddied detail, especially in intricate designs, making the tattoo look unfinished or blurry. Inconsistent shading. It's blotchy, uneven shading that fails to create the intended depth or gradient effects, resulting in a flat or splotchy appearance. Distorted proportions. Incorrect or unbalanced proportions within the design, making figures or elements look unnatural or awkward. Basically, you were going for a portrait and now it looks like a caricature. Inappropriate placement. Placement that doesn't fit well with the body's natural contours, causing the tattoo to look awkward or out of place. Weird thing number 4, misspellings. The greatest example of a misspelled tattoo was in the movie We Are the Millers. A redneck the daughter picked up to piss off her parents has "no regrets" written across his chest. R-A-G-R-E-T-S. It's hideous and he's oblivious. Now, tattoo misspellings are a frequent error, often arising from miscommunications between the client and the artist, or a lack of double-checking the spelling before you start the tattoo. You know, the tattoo artist puts a stencil on your arm. If you don't look over what he put down there, or even before he applied it, that's on you. Misspelled tattoos can lead to long-lasting regret, embarrassment, and the desire for expensive and painful correction procedures such as cover-ups, or laser removal. Misspelled words are particularly problematic in tattoos because they are often in visible places on the body, and they're usually a focal point of the tattoo, making the error noticeable more than others to everyone around you and subject to a lot of scrutiny. A misspelling can change the intended meaning of a tattoo, rendering a meaningful quote or name incorrect and potentially confusing, or is humorous in unintended ways. Misspellings can be easily avoided by thoroughly proofreading the design, consulting with the tattoo artist, make sure he is an artist, and ensuring clear communication and verification of the text before the tattooing begins. Weird thing number 3, poorly translated tattoos. Poorly translated tattoos often result in loss or distortion of the original intended meaning, rendering phrases or words nonsensical or completely different from what was intended. Most famous one I can think of was in a sitcom, I think it was Big Bang Theory. Penny had a Japanese, I'm hoping I pronounce this right, a kaiji tattooed on her butt cheek, thinking that it means strength. Well, the only person who happens to speak Japanese in that show is Sheldon, who informs her that it actually translated means soup. So she has a soup kaiji on her butt cheek. These tattoos can be sometimes culturally insensitive or inappropriate due to incorrect translations, especially when dealing with languages and symbols from cultures different from the wearer's own and the artist's own. Incorrect translations can lead to tattoos that are unintentionally humorous or embarrassing, or often both, causing the wearer to regret and potentially attracting unwanted attention or ridicule. Fixing a poorly translated tattoo can be challenging, if not impossible, often requiring a complete cover-up or laser removal, both of which are costly and painful. Because the cover-up is always bigger than the original tattoo, it's the whole point of it. Now, these errors are largely preventable, again, by consulting fluent speakers and professional translators, thoroughly researching the intended phrase, and verifying the accuracy of the translation before getting the tattoo. So if you Googled it, maybe go to Bing. Maybe actually find someone that speaks that language. Or, here's a thought. I remember seeing an Irish kid who got Arabic writing on his arm, and he had this entire story of why it means something to him. My thought was this: you're Irish. That has nothing to do with your ancestry. It seemed odd, and if he found out that it was actually misspelled and mistranslated, it wouldn't shock me, and I don't think I'd feel any pity for him. Weird thing number 2, poor tattoo care. A new tattoo needs proper treatment or it will go south on you quickly. Take it from me personally. This happens. Poor aftercare, such as not keeping the tattoo clean, can lead to bacterial infections causing redness, swelling, pain, and potentially severe health complications if left untreated. And once it all heals up, parts of that tattoo are going to fade. Some of it might be faded but raised. I mean, it just looks terrible. Exposure to the sun, not moisturizing, using harsh soaps can cause a tattoo to fade prematurely or change color, losing its original vibrancy and detail. Picking at scabs or scratching the tattoo can lead to scarring or blistering, which can distort the design and affect the overall appearance of the tattoo. Improper care can extend the healing process, causing prolonged discomfort and increasing the risk of complications like scabbing and ink loss. Neglecting proper aftercare can result in patchy areas where the ink hasn't set properly, leading to an uneven and unattractive final look. Regular moisturizing and following the tattoo artist's aftercare instructions can prevent these issues. And finally, weird thing number 1, just plain old stupid tattoos. These fall into a bunch of different categories, but tattoos based on current trends or fads, such as a popular symbol, meme, or celebrity-inspired designs, can quickly become outdated, leading to regret as personal tastes evolve over time, and the public forgets about stars and different trends real quick. Getting a tattoo on a whim or without thorough consideration can result in choices that don't hold long-term significance or personal meaning, increasing the likelihood of future regret. You look back at the tattoo and basically say, the hell was I thinking? Tattoos featuring offensive or insensitive content, such as controversial symbols, explicit imagery, derogatory language, can cause social issues, embarrassment, and even professional repercussions. You know, that forearm tattoo of the girl shaking her ass? Cool when you're in your late teens, maybe your early 20s, but when you're the head of a division at a tech startup, guess what? That's an embarrassing tattoo, and you live in long sleep. Tattoos in highly visible or awkward areas such as the face, neck, hands, fingers can impact professional opportunities and social interactions, especially if the design is bold or unconventional. Tattooing the name of a romantic partner is a common regret, as relationships can change over time. This type of tattoo can become a painful reminder if the relationship ends, leading to the desire for costly and painful removal and cover-up procedures. I actually know someone who got their wife's name tattooed on their arm, and then, 18 years into the marriage, they break up. So he immediately goes out and gets a cover-up tattoo. Well, him and the wife got back together 6 months later. That was an awkward conversation to have witnessed, and yet there was part of me that just was kind of a bad person and really enjoyed being there for it. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed all the bad tattoos. I really enjoyed researching this one. So please like and subscribe. Be sure to click some of the videos up above if you want a little bit more weird in your day. Leave any opinions down in the comments. And if you're still watching, today's code word is moisturize. Put that down in the comments to make sure your ink stays nice and bright. Take care. Have a great day.